Hello, everyone. This is Independent Conservative. I am Ryan Bowling. Thank you all for joining me. Let's just start right off by saying I know you all know about that horrible performance of Joe Biden during the debate, if you want to call it a debate. And you already know that everyone is talking about this man needs to drop out. I mean, MSNBC, CNN, pundits, all these people are saying that Biden should just go ahead and just call it quits. It's over for him. You know, he does not have the cognitive abilities to continue to debate or continue to go on to run as the leader of the so-called free world. So what I want to talk about in this video is that one of the staff of his administration, I think Julian Castro, has basically said himself that Biden needs to drop out. So let's get right into this article. It's a pretty short article, and I'm going to give you guys my full commentary on this and what I think. I personally think, after having thought about this a long time and contemplated in my mind how this is going to actually pan out. And the article starts off: former Obama administration housing and urban development secretary, well, former rather than current, Julian Castro said Tuesday on NBC's Chris Jansen reports that President Joe Biden should drop out of the presidential race. Castro said, when I hear the term Castro, I can't help but think of Fidel Castro, the Cuban dictator, whatever. Castro said, "I should begin by saying that I campaigned against Joe Biden. I served with him in the Obama administration and the Obama/Biden administration. I watched him the last 3.5 years. He's done an excellent job as president." I mean, I don't know if this person is living in an alternative universe or what, but I just don't see that. I hate this gaslighting. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, let's go on. It is also true that he is not the campaigner that he was in 2020, and that debate was just one more indicator, and the debate, rather, was just one more indicator of this, and obviously so. I mean, in 2020, he was better, but everyone could see clearly that his cognitive abilities were on the decline. Everyone could see that, and everyone was predicting that it was going to get worse and worse as time progressed, and it has done so even prior to the debate. But of course, the mainstream media and the Democrats are not going to, they didn't want to acknowledge that at all. But anyway, let's go on. This has been coming for a long time. For some time now, voters in polls and focus groups have been saying the same thing. Oh, I'm glad he's admitted that. We think there is a candidate, we've been saying it, by the way, for quite some time. He goes on, "We think there is a candidate stronger than Joe Biden in 2024 for Democrats to run and to beat Donald Trump. That, I think, is only intensified so far. Early polling after the debate has shown this." So he continued, "I actually don't see a path now for President Biden to stay in this race in the long term when you have now a member of Congress, probably more, coming out against him. You have the New York Times editorial board, and sure, that's elite circles and so forth. But in a lot of ways, this is also what has propped up Joe Biden, even as everyday regular voters in poll after poll and focus groups have said, we think that the party should go in a different direction. Yeah, stop being so communist. That's what you need to do." When asked if Biden should drop out, Castro said, quote, "Yeah, absolutely." He added, "I believe there are stronger options out there for Democrats. We have a stable of folks that I think could do a better job, including," this part got me, "including Vice President Harris, who today in a poll was within 2 points of Donald Trump, whereas President Biden was 6 points behind Donald Trump." Now, what poll is he looking at? I have no idea. I mean, 2 points. I'm hearing all these contradictory comments about Harris. I'm hearing that she's less popular than even Biden, and she's less liked than even Biden. So how's it just that she's just 2 points behind, and whereas Biden is 6 points behind in the polls? That makes no sense to me. In what way? In what way? What are you trying to insinuate, that there is some possible way that she could win? I mean, I don't know. It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. It's hard to trust any of this stuff. He goes on to say, he concluded, "I believe that another Democrat would have a better shot at beating Trump." And that's the end of that article right there. Yeah. I think that another Democrat would have a better shot at beating Trump in a debate, maybe. But I think a lot of times it comes down simply to policies and worldviews. I think most Americans are tired of the rigmarole. They're tired of the high inflation. They're tired of the high crime. They're tired of the LGBT community concepts being pushed on them in their schools and the movies and everything. This is under the Biden administration. And they're dealing with this every single day. And all we hear from Democrats is, well, it's not true. You know, you guys don't really see it. All this gaslighting. You're not really seeing what you're seeing. It's all in your head. You're not really seeing that. Biden is not really sick. He's not really, his brain is still functioning as well as anyone's brain, you know. And I find it crazy how the mainstream media is now trying their best to shift the focus off of Joe Biden's horrible, disastrous debate and shift it on Trump making a statement about the black jobs. You know, the comment he made about the black jobs. I'm going to do that probably for another video. I'm not going to focus on what I think he meant by that. But they're trying their best to take the focus off of Biden, you know, and put it on Trump. You got to put it on Trump somehow, some way, you know. But I think most Americans, I won't say most Americans. Let me take that back. I'm being a little bit too optimistic, okay? I'll say a decent number of Americans, okay? Because it's going to show during voting time. We're going to see, okay? But I would have to argue that a decent number of Americans are seeing through all of that. Those that have bothered to watch this debate have seen clear through that. You know, it's like, look, man. He was terrible in the debate, and the policies that the situation that we're dealing with, like I said, high inflation, crime, all the rest. You can't go to the grocery store and buy the food that you want to buy. It's just crazy, man. It's just absolutely crazy. And people are trying their best, I've noticed, to try to stay optimistic about all of this. Because it's not just at the federal level that we have these kind of Democrats in office. It's also at the state level, and it's also at the local level that you have people, that politicians that think just like Joe Biden do, these radical far left ideologies and worldviews. And it's causing all kinds of hell in cities all over the country. And people are sick and tired of it. So I would say that there's a decent number of Americans that are starting to see what the progressive Democratic plan is all about. And that they're starting to understand that it is hurting people rather than helping people. And I would argue, I think that's on purpose, but that's another story, and I digress. That's another video. I'd argue it's on purpose, but we're not going to get into the intents of that. But I mean, I would agree with this Castro guy. Yeah, of course he needs to drop out, but then this inevitably leads to the question. I'm quite sure you guys have heard this discussion by YouTube content creators in all kinds of different ways. Who's going to take Biden's spot? Is he going to drop out soon, or is he going to drop out later? Who's going to take his spot? You know, Kamala Harris. I mean, people argue, but I've heard people say, well, no one likes Kamala Harris, woo, woo, woo. But according to this guy here, she's only 2 points behind Trump. So what are they going to do? Let's make this, I'm just creating in my mind, what are the Democrats going to do in order to bump her numbers up in terms of the polls, whatever that poll was a reference to? Are they going to make her look real good? Are they going to make her look real sexy or whatever, or appealing or what? I don't know. Okay, to get people to say, oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and vote for Kamala Harris, you know, instead of, you know, I'm starting to like her now. I'm starting to like the way she talks. I'm starting to like the way, you know, when, like, okay, she wasn't doing real well before then. All of a sudden, she brushes up her act. I mean, if they fall for that, I'm sorry. I ain't got much to say to people that fall for that rhetoric. But yeah, but what are they going to actually do with her? If she's a possible person that they would try to kind of put back in, you know, put in to take Biden's place, because, you know, constitutionally, that's what she's supposed to do. I mean, that's basically how it goes. The president is not able to continue on, and the vice president is the next person in line. But her worldviews and policies are just as radical as his, and she's accordingly not well liked and so forth, and she's not real good at answering questions. The lot of times that I've heard her answer questions in interviews, I mean, she's just way off left field. She laughs and giggles, clearly showing that she's clearly nervous and don't have the right answer to give to the interviewer, or at least you don't know what to say at the present time. I mean, it doesn't look good. So if she's not going to be in there, I mean, who is going to be? Some people have said Gavin Newsom. And someone made this statement about Gavin Newsom. It says, well, Gavin Newsom can't possibly be a potential candidate to run against Trump because of how he has destroyed California and how California has just become terrible. I could understand that. I could understand why they would think that. But I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know because people. I'm hearing certain stories of people in California who saying it's not all that bad, and I mean, some people are saying I've heard people, several people tell me that live in the city of Cleveland. Oh, it's not all that bad. Woo 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 woo. And the way the Democrats are, man, the way the Democrats are, the progressive Democrats are, and how crafty they are, I'm still a little cynical on this. Okay, I'm still a little cynical. Even if Biden drops out, even if the Democratic Party doesn't pick Kamala Harris to take his place and picks someone else like Gavin Newsom or whatever, or someone else out that we never heard of, I don't know. There's a small part of cynicism in me because it's almost like I want to be positive. I really do. I really want to be positive. But it's almost hard to be positive because, or overly positive because of how people are. I think so many people, there's a good number of people that are thinking outside the box, but I get so weary and leery of so many people who are not thinking outside the box, who refuse to see and accept the reality that's right before them, that this is a failed president. His policies are hurting everybody except the super rich. But how many people in this freaking country are super rich? Let's stop playing games, man. I mean, I want to be positive. I really do. But it's like, man, I got to wait till election day come here. I got to wait till it gets here or the next debate, which I'm hearing is supposed to be in September, and who's going to actually be debating. Or I'm going to say this about Trump is that I think he should, what he did and what I was able to see in the debate, the parts I was able to see, he did very well. He was very posed. He was very calm. He did stab Biden every now and then, and you know that's Trump. That's what he's going to do. You know, and Biden's turning around, looking at him, looking like he. At that moment, I don't think he even knew where he was at. I don't think, and I'm not saying that in a condescending way towards him. I hate that something like that happens to him. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. You know, that could happen to me. It could happen to anyone that's watching this video. So I'm not saying that in a mean way. So please don't rebuke me for it. Okay. You know, my prayers. I hope they take him out of there. I hope they take him out because he shouldn't have been in to begin with. We've been saying that from the beginning. So I'm not saying that in any way in terms of his cognitive decline and making fun of his cognitive decline. I'm just saying that I'm just saying that's how he looked when Trump was cracking on him, basically. And he didn't know where he was at. He like he seemed like he didn't know where he was at. Whatever the case may be, and then sum this all up, whoever is going to take Biden's place, I really have this concern deep within that something is going to pop off crazy. The Democrats are going to do something out of pure desperation. I don't know if they're going to send Black Lives Matter and Antifa to the voting polls to persecute and assault people who want to vote for Trump or vote Republican. I just have this funny feeling that that's what's going to happen. All of a sudden, you're going to see out of nowhere Black Lives Matter or some kind of big event is going to happen. Just before then, some kind of big major event involving race, or they're going to make it, mainstream media is going to make it racial, right? And it's just going to blow up, and everybody's going to start turning into this whole mindset of Trump is racist and blaming it all on Trump. And when people say, well, you know what, when the average individual says, well, you know what, I'm still going to vote for Trump anyway, and they go to the polls and decide to vote for him, here comes Black Lives Matter, here comes Antifa, and here comes every radical, far-left radical group throwing stones, so to speak, ready to throw hands on people simply for expressing their right to vote for who they want to vote for. I just have that funny feeling, and I hate to be so cynical, but I really believe that the Democrats, I'm hearing this a lot, I'm seeing this a lot, that they're extremely desperate. And I think that the mindset that a lot of these Democratic politicians have, they're willing to go to war physically to stop Trump from getting in office. I've said that in the past. I still believe that. I don't think they have any integrity. These people have no integrity. Once again, I've always said this, they're nothing more than quiet communists. But if push comes to shove, they won't lift hands They won't throw hands, but they will have Black Lives Matter and Antifa and other radical far left groups throw hands at conservatives or people that are in the middle that decide they want to vote for Trump. I just have that feeling, and I'm hoping that I'm wrong. But yeah, anyone with any sense should see that Biden should drop out. It shouldn't be no shock. No hate towards him, but I hate his policies. His policies are terrible, and everyone in this country should be able to see that. And if you don't, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You vote for him out of spite, vote for Biden out to spite Trump. I don't know what to tell you. God bless you. I pray for you. That's about all I can do. That's all I can do. But yeah, okay. So I agree with Castro. Yeah, I agree. He needs to get out. What do you guys think about this? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all. See you again.